Hi everybody, welcome to my 1-year-old review of the Stihl motor mower RMA 510. So this is the Stihl RMA 510. It's a very nice machine. Now I've had it for over a year and I thought it might be nice to do a review to let you know how it survived that year, what's been good about it, what's been bad about it, and in the end, how well does it cut the grass. So I'll have a bit of a walk around it. It's quite neat. 1 year old, it stood up very well. There's not really any marks or scratches or dents. It's very clean and tidy. The controls are very easy to use. You just press the button, pull the handle, and you're away. That's the beautiful thing about these battery units. Very easy to adjust the height of the mower. You see there's a shadow out of the way. You can see that there's a handle, it just pulls out, and you're up and down on the system there. That's very easy to use. This is set up for mulching, so it's got this little unit in here which goes into the guard. Instead of having the trap on the back, the grass trap on the back, that trap door is closed, and instead the mulched grass comes out the side here, and I prefer that because we're trying to get nutrients back into the paddock rather than take them all and dump them somewhere else. It's a nice height, it's very adjustable. And it collapses up for easy use. One of the best things about it, I can just open the trap door here, is the battery compartment. It's got space for the primary battery, and then it has a space for a spare battery. That's really interesting because it allows you to carry the two batteries with you. It has this eco mode here. Now eco mode is great if you're not cutting very thick grass. But if you are cutting thick grass, you turn that off like it is now. It's in the 0 position, and it'll cut through a pretty decent amount of grass. So that's that, and it's now nice and clean. This is after a year. I've not cleaned this out. It is very clean inside here. So this trap door, this flap here, obviously works really well. So I'm very pleased with that. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to flip this over for you and show you underneath. It's actually quite a heavy mower. It's got a decent amount of weight to it. Probably good to look at that. It's got a pretty decent thick frame here, and it's in good nick. It's got plenty of grass in there. And this is the blade. This is the mulching blade. So this obviously spins around. Now one of the caveats, just quickly, is that this is not hinged. If you hit a rock, this won't swing back. That's certainly an issue. And this is actually quite chewed up. I'll give you a close-up of this and you can have a better look at that. If you look at this really closely, you'll see that this is quite badly damaged here from the rocks. And yeah, that's an issue. The grass also doesn't really, the wet grass isn't really clearing very well out of here either. Now that's probably just me cutting wet grass. It just has been a bit of a wet time lately. So yeah, that could be better, but really it still cuts very well. So what we'll do is we'll put it back upright and we'll cut some grass with it, and we'll show you how it goes. Okay, so I've got my 300 milliamp hour battery, which will give me about half an hour. I'll put this in. Pretty straightforward. This is not on eco mode. This is on normal mode. Now all I need to do is press the button here. Before I start, I have cut some grass here before. I cut it yesterday, but we've got some very long grass still. The grass here is, 4 inches high. It's really very thick grass. You can see me walking through it. It's really over my foot. So we'll cut some of that. Then we'll come to some of this really clumpy stuff here. Then we'll come to this really big stuff that's up here, and we'll see how it goes through this whole cycle. So you can also listen to the sound it makes. Now I've got this set to number 5 here. This is actually quite high. It's probably cutting at about 75 centimetres or maybe 3 inches. So we'll fire it up. Pretty quiet. I can talk over it. I hope you can hear me. And we'll cut. Now as we go through, this is easy, quite easy. It's still working just fine. So that's no problems at all. Now we'll see what happens in the long stuff. Obviously you wouldn't normally cut this. It's pretty good, You'd never cut this normally. Hardly push it. Now there you go, and it's bogged down. It's just bogged down there at the end. So we'll try that again. So look, that's actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's drop it down a couple of cogs. As you can see, it's very easy to change the height. They just change the height then. We'll fire it up again. We'll run over this big clump. Let's see. Very little slow down. Very little slow down. That's really pretty good, I have to say. Bit of a slow down there. Well, I don't know what you'd say about that, but I'd say for battery power, that's pretty powerful. So there you have it. There's the Stihl RMA 510 in action after 1 year. As you can see, it still works perfectly, as far as I'm concerned. It's in good condition. It's covered in grass, but the tyres are in good condition. Nothing's fallen off. This is not broken. This is not broken. It's clean inside. This is all intact. This is very solid. It's very thick, quite a good thick metal casing here, which I quite like. It's very easy to start and stop, and it's got a good safety feature. The handle's comfortable. And look, it cuts the grass very, very well. This is very, very thick grass, and this easy adjust here makes it fantastically easy to use. The cons would be, look, in mulching format with this solid blade across here, it does get damaged by stones. This is a very stony area. Now that might not be a problem for you, but it's certainly a problem for me. But look, it's a replaceable item. I can probably angle grind it down again and smooth it off, which I probably will do, and get it back to cutting the grass. But even with the damage on it, as you can see, it still cuts through this very thick, very rough grass very, very well. So I'm really happy with it. I hope that you've got something out of this, and it shows that these battery units, even after a year, are still going strong. Because there's very little to go wrong. There are no tubes, there's no oil, there's no fumes. It's nice and quiet. It's easy to start to use. You don't need to put a lot of gear on, like all the battery equipment, and you don't need to worry about deafening yourself or the neighbours at the same time. So I hope that's been helpful for you. If you like my channel, please subscribe. And if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them underneath. And I'll see you next time.